Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rechak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect. I was looking at something online. I said, what is bitter herb? On AI Overview, it says, bitter herbs are plants with a naturally bitter taste used for medicinal purposes, stimulating digestion or cultural/religious reasons like Passover. So I was thinking, stimulating digestion. Okay, you gotta digest this food, man. All right. So you can't just eat the sweet and not the bitter. Is what I was trying to get into yesterday, but I couldn't finish. And it says, and include common examples like dandelion, chicory, chamoil, milk thistle, and gentian, which trigger digestive juices and enzymes. They activate bitter receptors on the tongue, prompting saliva, stomach acid, and bile release, aiding nutrient absorption and gut function with intensity varying from mild yarrow to very strong wormwood. So you gotta digest these scriptures, man. There's some things in it that, I didn't really like. I didn't, there's things that I had to cope with. You had to cope with being Israel. You didn't think that was anything of importance. But then when you look and read into it, you understand that's the most important thing. That's very important. And let me start here in Romans. Let's go to Romans. Let me see where this scripture's at, as a matter of fact. Actually, it's not even that cold out today. They said it was cold as hell, but I don't know, I don't feel that cold. It's been colder days. Today's a beautiful day. What's that? Romans. I'm bringing out the sword today. Chapter, I think it's 9. Let's start there. Romans 9:1. I say the truth in Hamashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have a great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of God, and the promises. Okay, so all these things were given to Israel, so learning that you're an Israelite is very important. You're not just some people out here that was taken from Africa like Curious George, and you're just walking around amongst your masters saying happy all the damn time. All right? No, we're a very special, peculiar people according to the Lord. We're better than all you damn heathen that are out there, you damn nations. Yeah, you too. You too, woman. I was pointing at you. We're better than you. All right? And that's the nation of Israel. They don't know it yet. The Lord's going to put them under our feet, and then we're going to know it. Then they're going to know it. I know this to be true. You can see it in all the sports we play, all the singing competitions, everything. We're the smartest people in the world. All right? Because the Lord endowed us with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? That these other nations, they don't have that. That's why they do what they do. You look at their customs. What do? They're being bathed in cow dung, like the so-called East Indian man. He think he's smart, right? He's not. He's not. He's gonna be destroyed too. Now, he is kind of smart though when it comes to their prime minister, Modi. He's doing business with those Europeans. He's doing a good job. I like Elon, as a matter of fact. He's not as stupid as he is. He's an all right person, man. He's all right. He just need to get correct. He ain't never been corrected. He never came across this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding like it was given unto us. If the Lord didn't give us this understanding, we'd probably be eating rocks and doing stupid shit. That's the importance of being the Lord giving us this wisdom. Going under cows and having them piss on you, man. That's what he gives to these other nations. That's their heritage. They do that. They do that for a heritage, man. So we got to thank the Lord. He don't got us on some shit like that, man. Or you could be like the so-called white man, eating human meat, doing all types of pedophilia, child sacrificing. That's what he does. The Lord gave him, that's his heritage, wickedness. He didn't have us to be like that. He had us to be righteous, okay? So once you learn that you're Israel, you're not supposed to just sit on your ass and think that it's okay. You're supposed to hear this word. You're supposed to get the running, man. You're supposed to do the running man when you get this word, not sit there and just scroll through YouTube and just keep going, nigga. You're supposed to go work. You're supposed to be converted. This word's not for your entertainment. Romans chapter 9 and verse number 6. Not as though the word of God have taken none effect. That's right. Not as if the word of God has taken none effect. You ain't supposed to. It's supposed to rouse you up, man. You should be pissed off that a so-called white man took away your heritage, man. Took away this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And it's not like he took your customs to be more righteous than you. He took it and he tried to bury that, and then try to take your nationality, take your customs, take your inheritance, and kind of just kill you, man. Just spiritually keep you dead. Okay, so you should be mad about that. Let me go to the book of Ecclesiastes. I'm pissed off about that. I mean, look at this dude, man. Just look at him. When you get a chance, you on the road, sharing the road with an Edomite, just look at him. Look at him. Pathetic. He shouldn't even be here, man, if it wasn't for the Native American man. Oh, let me help you off that boat, sir. Hi, how you doing? Oh, it's cold? Oh, don't worry. Let me help you out, man. Should have just let this nigga die. But it wasn't up to him. It wasn't up to for the Lord to have it happen that way. Salakia, I haven't been on my sword in a couple of days. I hate not using it. Ecclesiastes 7 and verse number. And we're going to start at the top. I know it's in 7 somewhere. Ecclesiastes 7. Oh, it's in 7. I'm going to start at the top, though. Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Yeah, that's right. Because your name goes into your reputation, okay? Your reputation is important. Just like the Lord, his name, his reputation, his honor, it all ties to this word. So if it don't come true, then you're pretty much making him a liar. No one wants to believe a liar. Nobody wants to follow that. So the Lord's reputation, his name, that's more precious than ointment, man, which ultimately is the word. This ointment is like an anointing to understand his word. Okay? And the day of death, then the day of one's birth. Then the day of death, then the day of one's birth. How is the day of death better than the day of one's birth? Let's look that up. The day of death is better than the day of one's birth. You're not living here anyways, but I want to see what can stimulate some thought. Trying to get this fire burning. Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 1. Let's see what it says. It says, a good name is better than precious ointment. Good name equals reputation, character, honor, built over time. Precious ointment, costly perfume, pleasant, but short-lived. Point, a righteous reputation lasts longer than outward luxury. Ointment smells good for a moment. A good name follows a man even after death. Right. And it tells you that your good works do follow you. It says, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. This is what I want to get. At first glance, this sounds strange. How could death be better than birth? That's what I thought. For the righteous, death marks the completion of their course. Birth begins the struggle. Death ends it. Okay, there you go. That reminds me of better is it the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. That's what I was thinking about, but that's pretty much what that's going into. Because Esau's the end of the world, so his death brings forth our life, okay? We're the beginning of it that followeth. So it's better for him to die so we can live. All he does is bring death. Now it's time for him to die, and I choose life. Let him die, man. That's what he wants. That's what he's laboring for, so let him get it. He wants that. So that's how you die. You transgress the laws. It comes with a punishment, it comes with judgment, right? So the Lord's going to give you exactly what you want. I want to be saved. How you doing today? Good morning. Have a blessed day, my man. I want to be, I'd rather watch you die than get put to death. That's how I look at it. So I'll labor for the opposite to happen. He laboring to get put in the pit, and I'm laboring to get the hell up out of it. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. Yeah, it's better to go to the house of mourning, meaning it's better to suffer, man, all right, than the house of feasting. You know, you eating good, you think, you know, everything's lovely. No, it's better to be in the house of mourning. Let's see why. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. So that is the end of all men. You want to feast? And for what? This ain't the time to be feasting, man. This is the time to be mourning. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, there's a time for every season. Okay? If you were kidnapped, brought into a country, treated unfairly for all these years, okay, you should be mourning the most. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be mourning the most. Esau got it on the screen. You're supposed to care about the heathen's sorrows and forget about your own. Okay, you go do that. Okay, if no one's going to stand up for the Lord's people, I'll do it. I'll ask the Lord to let me go do that. I'll go do that work. Since nobody wants to mourn, hey, it's okay. It's all right. Because it comes with a reward for that. That's the season. If you got wisdom, you would understand that. This ain't the time for feasting. This ain't the time for mirth. The scriptures tell it, you know, partying all the damn time. Some people think it is, though. Some people think you should be happy, right? That's what a lot of people think in this world. You think you should be happy, right? That's not the case, man. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 3, sorrow is better than laughter. So it's better to be sorry. And I started off this lesson with the bitter herbs. The bitter herbs, scriptures talk about the honey and the bitter, the sweet and the bitter. Scriptures talk about meats and milk. You got to digest all of this, man. People don't want to hear about being sorrowful and being in the house of mourning and all that. They want to hear party and we're going to be all right and no matter what we do, nothing's going to happen. You know, we're going to graduate from college and get those jobs we always wanted. That's not going to happen, man. You're going to lose your job, number one. Everyone is. And you're going to be faced with taking an implantable device in your right hand or your forehead. And then you tell me if that's a good future for you. But nobody wants to hear that. No. This device is going to make us better. We're going to live longer. That's what they want to hear, but it's not the case. You're going to die of a grievous sore, as the scripture said. It says, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. So by the sadness of the countenance, your heart is made better. That's in sorrowful. I feel great mourning about what the so-called white man did to the nation of Israel. I feel absolutely great. I feel better and better. So I'm being healed. I'm not mad at my brother anymore. I understand now. Now I'm angry at the so-called white man. You niggas are going to keep fighting each other because you can't be healed. Can't be healed, man. And that's why I always think about that. The hate that the so-called white man has for the nation of Israel, we got more hate than him. It ain't been unlocked yet. We got the wrath of God on our side when it comes to this nigga, man. When the Lord allows that to be released, he gonna be turned into powder. The scriptures say that. How should I say you gonna turn some of y'all into powder, man? That's imagine you can't even imagine that, man. Turning somebody into powder. As a matter of fact, where is that? That's I think that's 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. Let me grab that real quick. Good morning. Hi. 2nd Esdras. Powder. Oh, it's 2nd Esdras 16. 2nd Esdras 16, verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? So you're going to be beaten to powder. That's somebody you hate. Some of you Israelites are going to get beaten to powder. Following this stuff. Okay, so it says, for by sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. So we're going to get better. That's why the bitter and the sweet's important. Ecclesiastes 7:4, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. That's right, the heart, which is your mind of the wise, is in the house of mourning. We're mourning. We're mourning for the state of Israel. That's what the prophets mourn too. Habakkuk mourned for the state of Israel. You read 2nd Esdras, the 8th chapter, Esdras mourned looking at the state of our people. Man. And these are in different times. And then we're still in that same, we're seeing the same thing he saw in different times. Just low, downtrodden, don't know which way. They're just dry bones. That's what Ezekiel called it. Bunch of dry bones. Let me grab this in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1. That's what we see. That's what I see. Habakkuk, chapter 1, in verse 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see, O Lord Yahweh, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that rise up strife and contention. And that's talking about the so-called white man. He rises up strife and contention. And we're seeing all these things. He's the cause of all your oppression. Habakkuk, well, ultimately it's yourself. We broke the law, statutes, and commandments. That wasn't given to the Edomite nation. They weren't given that. So we got to suffer these things because we sinned against the Lord when you read about in Daniel, the 9th chapter. All right? We're going to suffer these things. And it tells you in Micah, the 7th chapter, you should bear the indignation of the Lord because we sinned against him. So we got to bear everything that we're going through, whether it's ailments, whether it's some form of oppression. This whole system is built on the oppression of Israel, and it's an everyday thing, and you gotta suffer. These other nations, they don't go through those things. They're not dealing with because they're not Israel. Esau got them set up just a little bit better than you. Okay? And that's what keeps this system working. You all the way down at the bottom, and you remain there. And then he has every other nation looking at you like, what the hell is happening to you? When this nigga kidnapped you, brought you here, good morning, you have a blessed day, my man. My man, M-A-M. She was looking at the sun, but she didn't want to stop. She looked like she was from the tribe of Zebulon. And that's our people, man. That's our people. Anyways, what was that? Habakkuk, chapter 1. Yeah, he raising up strife and contention. That's Esau, Edom. At that time, it'd be I believe, the Babylonians, which that's what Esau is today. He's the modern day Babylonian. Habakkuk 1, verse 4. Therefore, the law is slack, the law which was given to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, ultimately, the Moses given to us on Mount Sinai. The law is slack, meaning it's not being properly implemented. No one's holding up the law. That's why no one cares about the children of Israel, because the laws are not being implemented. Our laws are very important. The heathen, the world needs to operate under these laws. They need to be put under that vibration. It tells you in the book of Psalms 119 and verse 126 that it's time for the Lord to work because they have made void thy law. Okay, and you see that. Here comes a Jake with a mask on his face and dreadlocks. Okay, so he don't know, he ain't under the vibration of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. He under the vibration of the Hindu god Shiva. Okay, he don't know that though. He think it's cool. He think he don't know. He don't know, man. Habakkuk 1 verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. So judgment for transgressing the law, it don't go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. The wicked compass about the righteous. Which are you other heathen nations. Y'all are all around us. So we're constantly being influenced to follow after you. But the Lord sets, thank God we got this ministry. That's all I can say. Because we would have been like them. When the time, as we get closer to the end, you're going to start to see that the Lord ain't dealing with these heathen, man. If you can't already see, you can look at the customs and see he ain't dealing with them. But if you don't believe it, you're going to see in these last days when the Lord raise up the men he's dealing with. You're going to see how good they look. You're going to see how not even this system could affect them anymore. It's the end of that. He going to have a hedge about his elect. But the rest of y'all, you're going to have to see them suffer. But you're supposed to be built up, knowing the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. You're going to keep it moving, man. You're going to be like a pilgrim in the earth. Like it tells you in 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. Pilgrims are only here for a short stay. This is a temporary, we're just like the wilderness. The wilderness wasn't the final destination, but we had to go through the wilderness to get to where we needed to go. And that's where we're at right now. We're in the wilderness, a dry land, a valley. And we're navigating through it, following the Lamb by listening to his words. First, Habakkuk chapter 1, and verse number 4 at the end. Therefore, wrong judgment proceedeth, which is wickedness. The wrong judgment for things are proceeded. And look at that. You got a whole pedophilia ring running your government, running the world. Amalek, Edom, Esau. These people are profane, man. They'll poison you and have sex with your laying out. That's how Esau likes it. He likes dead things. That's why he wants you to go sleep with a robot, because that's how he thinks. He wants to sleep with a robot. He could take the head off and put a different head, and he's a fucking beast, man. He likes that type of shit. That's why you women, man, you're going to learn. A lot of y'all are whores, so the Lord's going to give you up to that. You're going to get gang raped by the ICE agents, and they're not even going to be persecuted. He's not going to give a fuck about y'all. A lot of you women, you're going to die. I saw this so-called black woman on my comment board yesterday. Okay? She don't know that she better watch her mouth. Yeah, the so-called black woman better watch her mouth, man. Especially in these last days. It's not going to go well for you. You got a lot of judgment coming to you. So-called black women. Ooh, I can feel it. I can see it. Because you're evil. Not all of you. Not all of you. A lot of you. All right. Anyway. Habakkuk 1 verse 5. Behold, ye among the heathen. Yeah, ye among the heathen is talking about you Israelites. And regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you. Yeah, he gonna work a work in your days. But you wouldn't believe it if he told you. And there's plenty of precepts that we could go into. A lot of y'all don't believe this book. You don't believe that the Lord really walked on water. Maybe some of you do. How did he do that? Did he have some flotation device underneath his feet when he walked across the water? Or how did he split the Red Sea? How did Joshua split the Red Sea? How did they do all these things? Did they have some irrigation system in place so they can split it and go through it? That's what's wrong with you people, man. You don't believe. How did Elijah bring fire from heaven? How did Yahushua not eat for 40 days and 40 nights and drink and still survive? How did Moses do it? How did Daniel do it? Daniel had to be strengthened too from an angel. That's all from the Lord. This is what we're talking about. That's all written in the book. You gotta eat the whole roll. A lot of people don't believe, man. What if some did not believe? Should I make the faith of the Lord of none effect? God forbid, something like that, roughly paraphrasing. Meaning no. You ain't gonna believe, and it's not gonna change anything. Am I done with Habakkuk? That's pretty much it. But he gonna work a work. And he's already working a work. Let me grab it from Psalms 119. Psalms 119, verse 126. It is time for thee it is time for thee, Lord Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. They made void thy law. Okay? That's what Esau did. He made void of the law, meaning he made it of none effect. Okay? People who should be judged are being catered to. He'll take a pedophile. Look how he treats the pedophiles. He'll give them housing too in your community. They're all over every city. There's an app you can look them up, and they're all over the place. And he sets them up like that because at any moment, your kids ain't safe, man. Ain't nobody safe in this place. He got damn pedos all over the damn city. These people should be rounded up and burnt up. Okay? That's what they should. That's what's going to happen to them eventually. The Lord's going to bring forth that judgment in which they deserve. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 4 again, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. And mirth is partying, playing around. Everything's okay. You know, you in the wrong state. It's the opposite of being sorrowful. You're playing, you're partying. You're partying, man. If you're gonna rejoice, you should be rejoicing in the Lord because you understand He's gonna put an end to this place. If you're not rejoicing in that, you're in the house of mirth. You're rejoicing in a time that's not coming. Why would you be rejoicing and partying about thermonuclear missiles that's coming to this place? Jacob's trouble coming to destroy you. Famines and pestilence. All of these things are on the table right now. You heard of disease X? Disease X, that's pestilence. The famine is coming because he's fighting in the Gulf of Hormuz. He's fighting those Iranians. Do you think that's going to bring any, you think that increases your chance of putting food on your table? You see what's going on in Cuba. They got 15 to 20 days left of fuel. What's going to happen after that 15 to 20 days? All of that's coming here, man. Esau got you thinking he's sitting on a stockpile of oil. He ain't got no oil, man. He don't got shit. He's bankrupt. That's why they hired the duck. They needed somebody that knows about bankrupting shit and see if he can get out of it. And look what he's doing. He's going to rob and steal and kill. Tariffs on everything. Yeah, we're going to rob this, take that boat. We're going to take over the whole Western Hemisphere. I'm going to call it the Dun Road Doctrine. This is done, man. Yeah, the Dun Road. Let them know, you know, this is what he's doing. And it's not going to work because these other nations, as you can see, are linking up with these other nations, trying to get around his money system. They're trying to get away from this dude. So all these nations are trying to get away from you. They about to go to war with you, and you think famine's not possible? You're out of your damn mind, man. You're out of your damn mind. Okay? So that's the pestilence, the famine, the wars. That's all of it, man. Then you got the MOTV too. If you don't see any of that, then you're just a fool. And if your pastor's not talking about that, it's because he's leading you astray. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. And that's what you're listening to when you're going to the church. Song of fools. Okay? It's better to be rebuked. Okay? So you can correct yourself, so you can be saved, you and your household, you and your family. Let me grab this in the book of Amos. The book of Amos. As a matter of fact, let me just grab it up my phone. Amos, where are you? I think it's 5, but I always, Amos 5 and 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. So they hate when you, especially Israel, This is a rebuke in the gate. Okay, the gate is where, judgment is executed. Okay, they hate that person that's rebuking in the gate. I'm in the gates right now, rebuking the nation of Israel. Telling them to get right, repent, keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, the name of the Lord, giving you the basic kit that you need to survive this place, man. And then from there, you should be strengthening yourself. But they hate hearing the words of the wise, man. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 6, for as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This is also vanity. So for the crackling of the thorns under a pot. Let's see what that means. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 6. I think I know what it means, but because the crackling of thorns under a pot. I mean, so many things are coming to my mind when I think of that. Like the crackling of thorns under a pot. I'm thinking you put a pot, it don't say nothing about fire though, so I don't know what it means, man. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 6, meaning. It says this verse is about empty joy versus substantial wisdom, as the crackling of thorns under a pot. Thorns were sometimes used as quick fuel. They ignite fast, make a lot of noise, burn out quickly, produce very little heat. Yeah, that's crazy, man. The crackling of thorns under a pot, man. So you hear for a moment, that's exactly what a fool is, man. That matches up with Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. They're making noise, but eventually it's gonna come to an end. It's short-lived, man. They burn up real quick. That's why the Lord likened us unto fine gold and precious stones that can endure the fire. Let's see what else it says. So they look impressive, sound lively, but don't actually cook anything. So is the laughter of the fool. The fool's laughter is loud, carefree, short-lived, meaningless. It's joy without depth, wisdom or endurance, just noise to distract from reality. This is also vanity. That's right. Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Yeah, so surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. Okay? If you understood that you're being oppressed, and to the extent, the Lord lets you know to the extent that you're being oppressed. The spiritual aspect of it, and then the physical manifestation of it. Okay? So he gives you the balance, he gives you the sweet and the bitter about it. So you're not supposed to be overly, it tells you to be angry and sin not. Let me grab that. There's a reason why these things are happening. It's not for no reason. Be angry and sin not, KJV. It's the book of Ephesians 4, verse 26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So be angry and sin not. Because the Lord doesn't tell you to go fight your enemies and do all those things. The Lord tells you you got to endure all of these things. Okay? Whatever oppression that the Lord is bringing upon the nation of Israel, you got to endure it. It says, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Meaning, the sun, the moon, the stars, those are, they produce light. Light is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, okay? The sun don't let your wisdom go down. You're supposed to always operate in wisdom. It doesn't mean Or it could mean also that, let not the sun go down upon your wrath, to get over whatever it is, But it's actually talking about your wisdom. You have to always operate in wisdom, no matter what you do. You can't let the sun go down upon your wrath. Being angry and sinning not is hand in hand. What's that? Malachi. I think it's I can't find it. I think it's. It might be Micah. Let me see. Is it Micah? There's a precept that goes with that, and I can't think of it. Is it Micah 2? I can't think of it. Actually, this type of stuff, I want to find this precept. It's either in Micah or Malachi. Nope. I think this is it. Micah 3 verse 6. Therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision. So night is going into darkness, no light. So if you don't have any light, you're not going to have a vision. And it shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine. So you're not going to be able to divine. You're not going to be able to see. You're not going to have any wisdom. And the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. So if the sun go down on the prophets, they're not going to be able to divine. They're not going to be able to prophesy. And that time's coming too. Because they're going to be taking off this word on the internet, and you're not going to be able to find the Lord anymore. You're going to be giving up to the Christian hope, where they're going to have you going to the church, and they're going to have an ICE agent doing the same old tune that y'all like to dance to, the fool song. In there dancing and praying to a false god, not knowing what's in the Bible. All right, open your Bibles to Romans 13. You shall be subject to the government. And you're going to read that, not having any wisdom, and you're going to follow to your destruction. The Lord don't deal with these churches. It tells you in Acts 7, verse 48. He told David, what throne you going to build me? King David wanted to build him a house. And look what happened to the temple. The Romans sacked it in 70 AD. Now he's dwelling in his men. Okay? And you women, you're gonna need a man of the Lord. A true man of the Lord. But if you please the Lord, he could save you even if you're not with a man of the Lord. He might still deliver you. He might put his ass to death and still deliver you. I forgot what I was going to look up. Whatever. Hopefully it comes back to me. Let's keep going. Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Okay? Just like it says in 2 Ezra, the 6th chapter. Let me grab that too. Better is the end of the thing. Better it is for Esau, the end of his rule. I was driving down the street. I saw a bunch of protesters. One of the signs says, the ice age needs to end. I was like, that's a good sign. The ice age. We're in the ice age. And it is coming to an end. But it's going to get worse before it gets better. 2 Ezra chapter 6. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse number 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that's Esau's the end of the world, end of an age. That word world goes into age. When you read Matthew the 24th chapter, the word world, which a lot of Christians get messed up because they're not diligent enough. They don't go into the Greek. There's 3 different words for the word world. This book was translated: oikomene, eon, and cosmos. So you got to know these 3 words. Cosmos, most of the time, pertains to Israel. But well, actually, I think all of the time. I can't think of a precept where cosmos is being used, and it means it's not in context. They ain't talking about Israel. Just like it says in John 3, verse 16, that word world, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. That word world that he so loved is cosmos, and that's talking about the nation of Israel. That's not talking about the whole world. It tells you in 1 John 2 and 15, if you love the world, the love of the Father is not in you. It tells you in James 4 and 4, if you're a friend of the world, you're an enemy. He that loves the world is an enemy of God. So those are contradicting statements. The whole Christianity doctrine, the modern day Christianity, is a whole contradiction. Ultimately, it's blasphemy. It's blasphemy. Even the image of the Lord is incorrect. So it's all blasphemy. It's all lies. All Edomite supremacy. That's why you got black people bleaching their skin, trying to look like they think that's their power. And it's not. That's the so-called white man's power. Okay? The nigga that robs and steals and kills everybody, that's his image. He makes the image of himself because he's the devil according to the Bible. He's here to take peace from the earth according to Revelation, the 6th chapter. Okay, he's the one who's oppressing you. He's the one who got the covering cast according to Isaiah, the 25th chapter, over all the people. That's why everyone's not calling themselves their biblical names, because of this nigga. That's what the Greeks do. They went in. Africa wasn't called Africa. Who changed that? He did. He called the names after himself. This whole place, 2nd Ezra 13th chapter calls this Asherah. He calls it America after himself, Amargo Vespucci. So this is Esau we're talking about. And just like he calls you so-called African Americans after himself, which is African, Scipio Africanus and Amargo Vespucci. You don't go back to the so-called white man. He comes out of us. He came out of Jacob. I mean, he came out of Isaac. Okay? Who look like so-called black people. He's the first recorded white man in the Bible. And the reason why he came out like that is because he bear the mark of Cain. He killed his brother, you know, the murderer. He's a murderer from the beginning. This is Esau we're talking about. That's who's running the earth now. That same spirit that's in that man goes all the way back to the garden. He's a serpent. And we're the witnesses. And you see what the small hat likes to do with witnesses. He likes to kill them in the battlefield. He likes to shoot them from long range. All those journalists that go and document the things that you wouldn't know shit was going on in Palestine if it wasn't for those journalists. Okay? He done mattered them to death. And guess what? People still get up, and that's what the heathen do. They still get up and they go out there and they go do the work of the Lord. Hey, go expose that. That's the Lord. Innocent. They come out there with a microphone. And he's putting them to death. Hey, there she go right there. Yeah, kill her. Yeah, kill her. And that's what they're going to do with the witnesses of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because through the Spirit, we're not talking about all the things we're matching it up, but most importantly, we're bringing them back to the man of sin. He's being revealed in his time, like it says in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. And then shall that wicked be revealed in his time. He's being revealed today. He was being revealed yesterday. He's constantly being revealed. We're constantly pointing the finger at the so-called white man for being the devil. Not just because you're white don't mean you're an Edomite. There's some black people that are Edomites too. There's some, whoever your father is, that's who you are. So Esau might have a baby with a black chick, and that baby might come out dark and might get along with black people and all of that. Now he's black. That's a black kid. Okay, he go back to Africa, Scipio Africanus and Amargo Vespucci. Now that type of person, yeah, he could call himself African American. But if you go back to Jacob, you ain't no so-called black man. You're an Israelite man. It's important you distinguish between the two, because that so-called black man's gonna die. He's gonna get burnt up with his father. But if you Jake, you can be saved, man. You can be saved. How you doing, my man? Have a blessed day. Okay. Matthew 24, in verse 1. It says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, all these things, verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? You look at that word world, it's eon, which matches up with 2nd Ezra 6th chapter, the end of Esau's world. Going back to Ecclesiastes 7 and verse number 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So it's better the end of a thing, which is Esau's kingdom, than the beginning thereof, because he needs to be destroyed in order for Jacob to come after him. So it's better for him to be destroyed. This is a good thing when you see him falling apart, the whole nation being corrupted. You know, everyone's all mad. I'm glorifying in the Lord because we're rejoicing in them. It tells you in the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter, rejoice. This precept's been coming out more and more and more and more and more. It's like it has to come out. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. So that's talking about the believers of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. You're supposed to be rejoicing. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Woe means death and destruction to everybody else. For the devil, which is the so-called white man, Esau Edom. The word devil means deceiver. He deceived you into thinking he's God. He lies about everything. He's a liar. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. And we're seeing the great wrath, right? He got ice ages coming against who? The nation of Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's just like the small hat does in Palestine with you Palestinians, putting you to death for reporting about the crimes he's committing over there. This nigga wants to buy the internet now so he can continue to be wicked. But we don't need the internet to see what he's doing. We know who he is. Okay, we're the witnesses of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. We're linking him up. He's already been revealed. Now we gotta wait. We gotta endure and see his destruction. Because he knows that he had but a short time. So he had a short time to rule. Okay? We know according to Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. 1 Maccabees 1 and 9. Let's grab that as a matter of fact. It says evils were multiplied in the earth. Talking about the Greeks. Malachi 1 and 4. This tells you who the wicked is. Esau. Malachi. 1 Maccabees. Chapter 1 and verse 9. It says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth. So that's talking about the so-called white man. Evils were multiplied in the earth. All right. Now look how evil it is today. More people are popping up on the list, and it was like some Chinese monk was on that list too. Nasty Dan, see, it just shows you. Jay-Z, some of the bigger names, Pusha T. I was watching online, they were saying that Kanye didn't make the list. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. Even though he sacrificed his mother and fucked the goat to get to where he's at. Hey, maybe the Lord allow him to repent, man. Who knows? Who knows, man? We all coming from some crazy ass. This is Babylon. This is Babylon, man. He might have sacrificed his mother. Somebody might have murdered somebody. Coming out of Babylon, man. Lord don't. He's a merciful power. He'll pardon you. He ain't gonna remember any of these sins. This is a test. Everyone got to pay for what they pay for. Not saying it's right. Not saying it's wrong. Will you be surprised who's gonna make it in these last days, man? You look at some of the men of the Lord. I mean, Moses, according to the eyes of this world, you would consider him a murderer. He killed an Egyptian. In the eyes of the Lord, he's a man of God, close to his heart. Joshua caught bodies. He killed Acor. Well, I don't know if he killed him directly, but he definitely judged him. A lot of men of the Lord, man. Elijah killed a bunch of people. Is he carnal because he put some heathen to death? So you better know the word of the Lord. Look at King David. He slew Goliath. No, that ain't. He killed him. Well, that's war. That's different. You know. But you know, the Lord. Let me see, Isaiah 59, and Isaiah 59, in verse 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. So his arm is not shortened that it cannot save. So no matter how low you are, the Lord can save you, man. That's if he wants you. I'm sure Kanye heard this word, but he might got too many demons on him, man. He seems they got it doing all. He had that Canadian dude in his house, giving him all types of medication. This place is evil, man. You think Esau be in your fucking house, man, when you ain't there? Probably that's how he killed. That's probably what they be doing, man. I be coming to the crib, shit be moved. I see you, Esau, but I ain't worried about you, man. Because whoever's doing whatever, you're gonna die. My life's already gone, man. I don't care about this world, man. Of course, it's not that I don't care about my life. I'm trying to make it on the chariot. I want to see Esau get burnt up. The Lord's gonna make sure I'm good. It don't matter. You can put your arsenic. Do what you gotta do, man. But that's what he be doing. He's always watching. He's always watching, and believe me, he's setting people up. He doing all types of shit. People spitting in your food. Evil, man. It's an evil place. But if you're with the Lord, you shouldn't be worried about all of that. Esau's gonna do what he do, and he gonna be destroyed because of it. He gotta do what he do. The only way you're gonna make it is if the Lord's dealing with you anyways. If the Lord ain't dealing with you, hey, you're gonna fall. At the end of the day. Isaiah 59:2, but your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. So your sin is preventing you from coming back to the Lord. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue have murdered perverseness. So he just said his arm is not short to live, to save. Your hands, it says right there, for your hands are defiled with blood. So some of us, our hands are defiled with blood. But the Lord's hands, the Lord is not shortened that he can save. A lot of y'all think you're saved because you go to the so-called white man's church. Are you saved? Is that what you think? Because you're not. You're not saved. You got to make it. You got to endure to the end. You'll know you're saved when you're on that chariot watching this place get destroyed. These people they're reprobate. They think they're already saved, yet they're still eating. They're still eating food defiled. That you look at the food. I was just thinking about all the things, all the different videos I've done, and what I found just watching. You got heavy metals in your Girl Scout cookies. He has wood in your cheese. He has and other shit in your cheese too. They found heavy metals in your cheese too. Toxins in your yogurt. The elder from Boston just did a video. Lead in your toothpaste. Fluoride in your water. Everything that's good, meant for good, he turns it into evil. All right. Phosphates in your meat. I saw it a couple days ago. Tapeworms in your carrots. MOTB RFID microchips in your beef tenderloin. I saw it. Lady was chopping up something in there. It was like, fucking the RFID microchip was in the damn meat. What else did I see? It is just so many, man. It's just so many. I know I'm missing something. It's just over the little time I've been doing videos, you come across all the shit and you're like, this nigga gotta go. He has to go. Let me grab this in the book. What time is it? Ooh, I'm good on time today, actually. Yeah. I'm good. Ecclesiasticus 39. So, you want to rejoice with this dude? Go right ahead. You have fun. I want him to get burnt alive. I want to watch him die. Just like the Lord wants to do. I want what the Lord wants to happen. I'm with whatever the Lord is about. I'm with him on it. I feel him. I know exactly why he deserves to be destroyed. It says, Ecclesiasticus 39 in verse 26. Actually, let's start up. No, Ecclesiasticus 39 verse. I'll start at 20. Damn, I don't know where to start. I'll start at 23. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 23. As he have turned the waters into saltness, so shall the heathen inherit his wrath. That's right. So the heathen is going to inherit his wrath, starting with the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, according to Proverbs 16 and 4. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. So the wicked, they're not going to understand that. Also, the wicked there also applies to you heathen, matching up with you Israelites. You also consider wicked. Those are 2/3 of you. 66.6 of y'all are considered wicked. And you're not going to be able to come into the knowledge of the truth. As for the good, Ecclesiasticus 39 and 25, for the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. So for the good are good things created, for the good, ultimately for the elect. So evil things for the sinners. Sin is the transgression of the law. So those who break the law, evil things for you. Sirach 39 verse 26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. So this is the principal things in order to live. Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly, to the sinners they are turned into evil. So Esau does the opposite. All these things are good to the godly, your clothes, your food, your iron, the water, the fire. That's good for you. You use fire to cook, you use water to drink, But for the sinner, it's bad, okay? It's bad. You're going to be burnt with that fire, okay? You're gonna, the water you drink is going, you're going to die from the water, okay? Whatever it is going to be turned into evil for the sinner. Ecclesiastes 39, verse. That's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to get. Pretty much it. It's all turned into good for the godly, but Esau reverses that. He's everything that's good, he's turning into evil. But it's not going to work against this. No weapon that's formed against these shall prosper. I believe in that. So go ahead, do whatever you're going to do in people's cribs. If you in there, try to put poisons and all that shit. That shit ain't going to work. I don't think Esau ain't trying to kill you. He can't. That shit don't work, man. If you got the Lord, man, that's not going to work. Anyways. Isaiah 59, that's pretty much it over there too. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. So be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry. Okay, that's going back to Ephesians 4:26. You want to be angry and sin not, but this wisdom is where you're going to get your balance from. Okay? You gotta be wise when you navigate Babylon, man. We're here to get the victory. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. Esau got his role to come up against you. You got all the oppression. It's ultimately, if it ain't destroying you, it's building you up. It's getting you stronger and stronger. That's what it should do. When you go against the current, you get endurance. You get, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to endure. As a matter of fact, let me grab that precept. Let me grab this in a while. It says, in endurance makes faith, KJV. I forgot where it's, I think it's Colossians. Yeah, no, it's James. Yeah. James. Chapter 1. Outside at the top. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. So James is talking to the Israelites. So he ain't talking to any other people, just like I ain't talking to any other people. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. So we got to count it all joy. That's James telling his brethren, his fellow Israelites. Count it joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So the trying of your faith worketh patience. Patience goes into suffering. But all of it is trying your faith. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. That's right. So all of these tribulations that we're going through, these temptations, are supposed to be building us up. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. So that's pretty much the point. But it says, but look, patience have her perfect work. Patience goes into suffering. That ye, meaning you, may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Okay, so you gotta go, just like it says in Ecclesiastes, it's the 2nd chapter. Okay, you gotta endure all these things, man. And it's gonna build you up. Ecclesiastes 7 and 10. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this. So yeah, say not thou that the former days were better than these. You thinking about lost time that, I wish I did this and did that. Nah, you're supposed to, ultimately, you're supposed to be doing what the Lord told you to do. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to do. That's the whole duty of men. You're here to be righteous. You're supposed to be down here operating under the vibration of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. But if you're not, you were born in vain. Okay, you're a natural brute beast. made to be taken and destroyed. That's judgment for you. But if you down here living a life of righteousness, the Lord's pleased with that. Okay. Ecclesiastes 7 and 11. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there's profit to them that see the sun. That's right, there's profit to them that see the sun going into wisdom. Our inheritance is wisdom. The profit is that you could get saved, it's immortality. It's going back to our original state. It's going back to ruling over the heathen. All right? It's going back to being with Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. Our first estate. We ain't worried about what happened before. We want to go back to where we were. Glorify thou me, as from the beginning. We want the same thing Yahweh Shai got. All right? Just to be right, and, and have no sin, no iniquity upon us. So we'll never be in this state again. And every day we getting closer and closer. We ain't being more occupied in this world. All right? Ecclesiastes 7 and 12, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. That's right, wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Not everyone is operating under the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. So wisdom giveth life, but money is a defense. Okay, you can have your money, but it ain't gonna profit you much. It might profit you in the short term, but it's not gonna guarantee you get life. I'd rather have this wisdom. I'm not storing up gold. I'm not storing up food. I'm not grabbing guns and bullets. If the Lord don't deliver me, it's time for me to go. It's that simple. Let me grab this in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 40. And I probably got, I got to end it now. See, I was doing good, now I'm going off. Ecclesiastes 40. In 28. Actually, no, Ecclesiastes 40. And verse 25, it says, gold and silver make the foot stand sure, but counsel is esteemed above them both. So gold and silver will make your foot stand sure, meaning, you'll be some form of stability. But counsel, it says, is esteemed above them both. Not just any type of counsel, righteous counsel, okay? Which is going back into wisdom. Is esteemed above them both, esteemed above both gold and silver. You hear a lot of talks about gold and silver because now it's skyrocketing, which is good, but it's bad at the same time because it's showing you that the war's about to kick off. It's an indication of prophecy. That's all it is. It's an indicator. That's all gold and silver is. You're supposed to be the gold. It tells you in Isaiah the 13th chapter that I shall make a man more precious than fine gold. Even a man, a golden wedge of Ophir, I'm roughly paraphrasing. Isaiah 13 and 12. Ecclesiastes 40 and 26. Riches and strength lift up the heart, but the fear of the Lord is above them both. Yeah, riches and strength lift up the heart. You got money, you got guns and things like that. That'll make you proud thinking that you okay. Okay, that's what ultimately money does. It makes you proud, man. That's why when you read Proverbs 30th chapter, there's a certain amount that you should be esteeming to collect. I mean, where do you think you're gonna spend that money at, man? The Lord don't want you to do that. I'm glad the Lord don't got that spirit on me. So everyone got demons on them, man. If you get the demon of mammon on you in these last days, that's probably the worst demon to have, because especially you're right around the corner from the MOTB. All right? That's not the spirit you want to have on you. It's the spirit of mammon. Let me read that again. Ecclesiastes 40, verse 26. Riches and strength lift up the heart. So your heart, your mind, it lifts you up. That's pride. But the fear of the Lord is above them both. So you got to fear the Lord. Proverbs 1:7 tells you the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, and it needeth not to seek help. That's right. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, and needeth not to seek help. So I'm putting my trust in the Lord. That's where my attention is most given to, or that's where I'm putting my eggs or fruits in that barrel, so to speak. Ecclesiasticus 40, verse 27, the fear of the Lord is a fruitful garden, and covereth him above all glory. So it's like a covering, okay? Having that fear, having that wisdom, okay? It's like a covering in a fruitful garden, all right? That's what Adam had. That's what making me think about Adam before he started sowing fig leaves. You want to be able to, you want to be that first estate to Adam. He was perfect in the sight of the Lord. Okay, he had the fear of the Lord, but then he started sowing fig leaves to himself, meaning he was believing in something different. Ecclesiasticus 40 in verse 28, my son, lead not a beggar's life. Yeah, you're not supposed to be begging. We want equal rights. We want all this. You want to work in the same. No, fuck all of that shit, man. Esau needs to go into slavery. For better it is to die than to beg. So you don't even live here, man. You asking for shit. Yeah, you know, it's better for you to die than to beg. Okay? Just like the in Matthew 15th chapter with the Canaanite woman. She said it's the crumbs off the master's table. Okay? That's for the dogs, man. We're not dogs, we're Israel. Ecclesiasticus 40, verse 29. The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. That's right, you depending on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. You don't live, you're not living. You're dependent on the so-called white man's success in order for you to eat. That nigga needs to be cut out. He needs to go. He's destroying himself anyway, so rejoice in that. For he polluteth himself with other men's meat. Yeah, we're polluting ourselves with other men's meat. Okay? When everything belongs to Israel, according to 2nd Esdras, the sixth chapter. Yeah, 2nd Esdras 6. He made all things for Israel. Israel 6. But a wise man, well nurtured, will beware thereof. That's right, well nurtured, meaning he's eating the proper diet of the scriptures. He understands, he has the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We're going to beware of eating from another man's table. We're going to beware of just, we're going to be content with what the Lord has given us and not be trying to get more than what he already gave us. Because then you're starting to step out of that edge that he got for you, man, where he wants you to be. You start to step out of the fire a little bit. You want to get out of the fire. You don't want to go through the affliction. You might as well get comfortable in that fire because the fire about to increase. And everybody else is going to get burnt up. Okay? Look at what's going on in Cuba. All that shit's coming here, man. There's going to be fuel shortages here, too. Okay? That's why he got those Tesla vehicles, man. You know he about to go to war, and that's why he's unleashing all that shit. You got Rivian, you got Tesla, you got all these. He wants to go fully electric by 2030. Why? Because there ain't gonna be no fuel, man. And then he got kill switches in your car. Any car made after 2026, I'm hearing, is gonna have a kill switch in it. So if you don't pay your bills, he gonna shut your car off. He's already passing laws in California where he's trying to extra tax on 2 cents per mile. Okay, and Gavin Newsom, he's the next one to run for president. Gavin Newsom and J.D. Vance. Good luck with that. While the duck runs to be the board of peace. So you got 2 more Edomites that are. Ain't no more voting for the damn devil, man. No more voting for devils. Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, In verse 30, begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless. So you are shameful, shameless. You don't have any shame, man. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless. Someone that's shameless, you gotta watch out, man. Always got their hand out, you know? Shameless. Willing to take any handout, man. You gotta beware of that. People, that's a begging. But in his belly there shall be burn. So that's like, yeah. But in his belly there shall burn a fire. Yeah, you're gonna, in your belly there shall burn a fire. So you ain't gonna have nothing to eat, man. I think that's what that's talking about. You know, you're shameless, man. But I'm gonna end it here. I want to feel this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Shai, Shalom, Abad Babal, and Kwam Yasharala.